Hey gang, Dan here, how you going? Back in the Elder Scrolls Online in the Deadlands.
Cracked acorns, this place is amazing! Hey friend, good to see you.
Everly, how are you?
This place is incredible! Investigator Vale never went to Oblivion in any of her stories, so I wasn't sure what to expect. I was nervous when Lyrinth said I had to use a portal to get here, but this is great! And you're here now, so it's even better.
Lyrinth said she asked you to look through the Longhouse Emperor's documents. Did you find anything?
A lot of crazy talk about conquest, Mehrunes Dagon, and staining the world with the blood of their enemies, but nothing more about the ambitions. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I definitively could tell that Emperor Leovic had certain records destroyed.
I'm not sure how we'll locate the fourth ambition. If you couldn't find anything in the documents...
Yeah, sorry. I know Lyrinth was counting on me to come up with some clue to follow. I thought I had a lead about one of their holdings, but I hit a dead end. It seems like the Longhouse Emperors took all the information with them to their graves.
What else have you been doing since we last saw each other?
Mostly helping out around Leowin, and I did a couple of small tasks for Governor Keshu, rounding up a few stray cultists, that sort of thing. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. Until Lyrinth contacted me, that is.
How did Lyrinth contact you?
She sent one of her creepy followers to bring me messages. That Rogatina woman. Letters mostly, but Lyrinth did stop by to give me final instructions on how to get to Fargrave. I got to use a portal key. That was exciting.
I bet. Did Lyrinth tell you what happened in Fargrave and the Deadlands?
She gave me the highlights. Weird cataclysm devices, Sister Celdina, that evil Nokvroz guy. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help. I can't wait to meet the Anchorite, though. I always thought about getting a mask, like the Green Hood or the Scarlet Judge.
The Scarlet Judge? Okay.
The Longhouse documents were no help, and I still haven't heard any word from my contacts. Our next chance can be found at the House of Whims.
The House of Whims? That sounds intriguing.
Meet me at the House of Whims. It's time to explore the Anchorite's memories.
She couldn't... she couldn't be bothered just walking a couple of steps. I guess it's tough in that robe and all. Where's Everly? Here she comes. She goes, she's like Sonic.
Anchorite, Mehrunes Dagon was particularly interested in you at Ardent Hope. We must examine your memories.
So you're the Anchorite, huh? Neat mask.
Thanks. I like your bow, too.
Let us begin. Mortal, use the memory vessel to capture fragments of the Anchorite's recollections as the ritual progresses.
Oh, okay. Empty memory vessel. What about Anchorite? Let's talk to the Anchorite.
I know I agreed to take part in this ritual, but now I'm not so sure. Since my memories all came flooding back to me, I haven't been able to make sense of a fraction of them. I'm not sure what Madam Whim will find, or if it will actually help.
Do you want me to call off the ritual?
No, not at all. I just doubt we're going to turn up anything useful. I got 20 years of memories restored in a few seconds. It may take more than a single ritual to sift through them all. Besides, there may not be any that can actually help us.
Your father was a Longhouse Emperor, and your mother a higher-ranking cultist. There must be something.
Maybe. So far, though, I've had no luck making sense of all the memories. They still feel like they belong to somebody else, you know? Hey, have you noticed that Lyrinth is more serious than usual? A little more scary? Probably nothing, right?
Maybe. We still need to find out how Mehrunes Dagon knows you, and why he's interested in you.
Yeah. Strange doesn't even begin to cover how I felt when he addressed me directly at Ardent Hope. Well, go ahead and grab the memory vessel and let's get this started. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some answers after all.
An ornate bowl used to collect memory fragments?
Use the vessel to collect the memory fragments when they appear. I will use the Anchorite's amulet as a focus.
Is this supposed to hurt?
There, a memory fragment. Take it.
She is my blood. The legacy of the Longhouse Emperors flows through her veins.
Keep going. We're close.
Another memory fragment. Take it before it disperses.
You are a tool, nothing more. Fulfill your purpose, or you will be discarded.
No, please, make it stop!
You're hurting her! Stop! Stop this now!
Foolish mortals! You try my patience!
I think I'm going to be sick. Everything is spinning.
What else? What did you see?
Images, snatches of memory. But it all happened too fast. Like a leaf caught in a river during a storm. Everything was rushing by. It was so violent. Ask Madam Wim if she can make any sense out of what you captured in the memory vessel.
The Anchorite's memories are too scattered, unfocused. She has not yet come to grips with the fact that these newly restored memories belong to her. Let me see the memory vessel. Perhaps we were able to gather something useful after all.
Here's the memory vessel.
Ah, this is a very early memory. The Anchorite as a babe, hearing her father's voice. I can use this, yes.
What about the second fragment?
Another early memory, but this time her father's voice is cold, commanding. These fragments vibrate with emotional veracity, a signature of sorts. I can use that to scry the location of the Longhouse Emperor, or, more accurately, his soul.
Why do we care about where the soul of the Longhouse Emperor is?
If you find the Emperor, you can talk to him. Get the information you need, directly from Moraka himself. I sense he is imprisoned in the Deadlands, in the Brandfire Reformatory. Take the Anchorite's amulet. It will lead you to the Emperor's soul.
How will the amulet lead us to Emperor Moraka's soul?
As I understand it, the amulet was a gift from father to daughter. Its connection to Moraka is strong. Use it in the Reformatory and it will lead you to him. However, what state his soul will be in after decades of torture, I do not know.
Very well. You and the Anchorite explore Brandfire Reformatory. Locate the souls of the Longhouse Emperors and learn what you can. I will meet up with you after I locate Kalia and Sombrin.
Everly?
If Lyrinth is going to search for Kalia and Sombrin, she's going to need my help. I'm practically an expert at finding ambitions now. Also, I want to keep an eye on her. We'll meet back up with you if we find those two.
Okay.
I'll meet you at the Brandfire Reformatory. I want to see this memory or lost soul or whatever it is when we find it.
Right.
It's my amulet and my memories, so I'm going with you.
Very well. Take the Anchorite and explore this memory. See where it leads. Meanwhile, I will begin the hunt for Sombrin and Kalia.
You shouldn't go alone, Lyrinth. I'll join you.
How distrustful, Evely. Fine. Mortal, we will find you when we have word.
Oh, Everly gets to go through the portal. Fair income. The amount of times she just goes off and she doesn't offer to take me, but she'll say, oh, alright, okay. I'll see how it is. Meet the Anchorite in the Brandfire Reformatory. Let's see where the closest location is to that. Brandfire? Okay, so we'll just go from the Blood Pit Way Shrine. Oh yeah, the latest, or the newest patch is about to about to come down, so we gotta get this thing done. I know it's the dungeon DLC. I'm not too sure if I'm actually gonna go through it this time. I might just stick to the expansion and prologues. Like I said, I'd like to do it, but it's just a bit difficult trying to get a group together that's gonna hang around and be able to go through all the quests with me. It's just difficult to coordinate that. Otherwise, I'd love to do it again. Do them every single time. But we'll see. You guys gonna give it up? Give it up, give it up. Thank you very much. Alright, let's go inside.
This is it. Madam Wim said the amulet would guide us to Emperor Morikar's soul. Go ahead and use it. Madam Wim said to use the amulet to guide us, right? Let's do that and look around. I doubt she'd mislead us. A wisp! Let's follow it. I wonder how many souls are trapped in this place.
Keep going, Wispy. Show me the way.
I really don't like your odds.
I don't think this is what the Longhouse Emperors expected when they made their bargain with Mehrunes Dagon. A hidden door. I think we need to go in there. Well, the wisp led us to this door. Let's go through it and see what's inside.
Let's see.
That looks like some sort of forge. I wonder if it still works.
From the Journal of Devastator Kashi, the ineffable forge. Mehrunes Dagon smelt his war machines here. It is a place that smells of fire, brimstone, and agony. This forge is cold, but it still echoes with the memory of the great flames that once burned here. Lord Dagon's power reverberates through these walls. His essence hums beneath the stone. I wish to unlock the secrets of this place. The Forge Master seems long gone, and there is no kind of instruction on how these great tools worked, so I must piece it together myself if I am to learn anything. I record my findings in this journal. There are small objects spread about in disarray. I believe they are lucents, but I do not know their purpose. They are mostly inert, though it seems like they were once writhing with power. Scattered around the place are various discharged labrums with deep impressions on them. I've read a great deal about how these discharged labrums are integral to Daedric worlds. It looks like the lucents might fit inside them. Could that be how they are imbued with power? The furnace itself needs energy to run, quite a good amount of it too. Could the lucents be the key? I must endeavor to find out. What? I hear
Did
him.
you hear that? It sounded like it came from the furnace. The furnace door is sealed tight. Why would my amulet lead us here?
Open the door. Your Emperor commands it.
The same voice from my memory. Emperor Morikar. There's a discharge labrum there. We need to find and charge some lucents. I think we can open the furnace door by using lucents. I want to see what's inside. See if that voice really belongs to Emperor Morikar. It certainly sounded like the voice from my memory. Let's find some lucents and figure out how this works.
There's one charged right here.
happened? All I see is a chunk of slag.
Release us. Obey your emperor.
Before you try anything else, let's talk. There's no doubt about it. The voice came out of that chunk of slag. And it sounds just like Emperor Morikar's voice from my memory. He wants us to free him. Do you think we should?
We came here to find the souls of the Longhouse Emperors. Any thoughts on how to set them free?
You've seen this place. It's all about torture. I think they fused the souls of the Emperors into that chunk of metal. Seems like a fitting punishment for anyone who incurred Mehrunes Dagon's wrath. But we need to free them to talk to them.
Any idea on how to accomplish that?
We need to ignite the furnace to melt the slag. I spotted 2 more discharge labrums. If we take that charge loosened and stick it in one, that might get us halfway there. We'll need to find a second lucent, though.
Let's go.
There are 2 other discharge labrums. If we can find another lucent, we might be able to ignite the furnace. Look, up there! A lucent! Place the charge lucent in that discharge labrum by the wall.
Got it.
Over here, there's a dynamis font. Let's charge that lucent.
Charging.
That worked! The lucent is charged. Now place it in one of the discharge labrums.
Got another one over there.
Furnace ignited. Good job.
Okay.
Released at last. Who must we thank for our freedom?
All the Emperors. Dekorach, Leovic, Morikar.
This is not freedom. No. Simply a respite from the darkness. I remember the traitors at my gates, the blade of the usurper slicing through my flesh. But I hid them away. I did my best to fulfill the bargain.
Who are you?
I am Leovic, last of the Longhouse Emperors. But who are you? You have the stink of the traitorous Varan about you. That snake. I knew he was coming. I knew I had to take action. Preserve the plan. Keep the secret. Salvage the contingency.
Tell me about this plan.
It started with my grandfather. But it was my father who passed the responsibility to me. It was all part of the bargain the Black Drake made with Mehrunes Dagon. We would prepare the 4 ambitions, and in return, our family would rule forever.
So what happened?
I took action. I moved the ambitions to new vaults. Safe vaults. But before I could do more, the usurper murdered me. And how did Mehrunes Dagon reward me? By locking me away in a block of metal. And the secret of the Longhouse Emperors died with me.
I still taste the blood of my enemies, those I crushed beneath my heel. This prison is an insult. I am a conqueror, a god in my own right. My teeth have shred the flesh of hundreds, thousands. I demand the respect I deserve.
Who are you?
Has the mortal world already forgotten the name of Dirkarach, the Black Drake, first of the Longhouse Emperors? The plan was mine. Mine! The blood of the Reach sings with fury in my veins. How dare Mehrunes Dagon betray my legacy?
Mehrunes Dagon is my enemy. Tell me about this plan of yours.
Lies. You have the tongue of a liar, and I will rip it from your mouth. I will not be swayed by your words. I won't let you betray me. The power promised by the pact is mine by right. You cannot have it. Away with you!
An eternity of agony. This was not what the Prince of Destruction promised. I did everything the Black Drake commanded. Everything the High Priest instructed. And I gave precise orders to my son. So why the torture? And why is the weapon here?
Emperor Morika? I need to ask you about your daughter.
Daughter? You mean the weapon? Why have you brought her here? You cannot let her fall into the hands of Mehrunes Dagon. He reneged on his promise to us. I see no reason to keep our part of the bargain now.
Weapon? What are you talking about?
You did not know? The girl is one of the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. But she's not like the other 3. Oh, no. I made a few modifications of my own to the High Priest's ritual. She is not just an ambition. She is my contingency.
Contingency?
An emperor never relies on a single strategy. We were promised power if we delivered the ambitions at the appointed time, but Daedric princes are not to be trusted. So I prepared Mairead as a weapon that could deal with Dagon, should the need arise.
Deal with Mehrunes Dagon? How?
My daughter, the 4th ambition. She's the key. Along with the other ambitions, she can call forth the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That was my contingency, in case the Prince of Destruction lied, and we needed to send him back to the Deadlands.
Is this true? Is the Anchorite really the 4th ambition?
The Anchorite? Is that what you call Mairead? Use her. Her and the ambitions. Bring my vengeance to the prince who betrayed us. Go to the Isle of Joys, a retreat not far from here. All the details are there. Someone comes. My ambitions.
The other ambitions? Where?
I'm an ambition? One of those people Lyrinth was talking about? How is that possible?
We are not property or playthings, Morkar.
Sombren, no!
You are what we created you to be.
You wanted a weapon? Then taste my power!
Oh, Sombren. Why?
Kalia!
Hey, friend. We better talk.
I didn't think Sombren was going to do something so dramatic. You have to forgive him. He's been very intense lately.
What do you mean, intense?
I'm not sure how else to describe it. When we first arrived in the Deadlands, he insisted he could help me control my powers, that I could practice without fear of hurting anyone. But lately he's been different. Almost desperate.
What do you mean, desperate?
He spends most of his time reading that strange book, searching desperately for answers. He's obsessed with our power, trying so hard to understand it. But the more frustrated he gets, the more he pulls away. And now, this. I'm worried about him.
What was this about a strange book?
You must remember, the book Evely gave him, Lyrinth called it the Mysterium Xarxis. He's become obsessed with it. He's sure the answer to controlling our powers hides somewhere among its pages, and he pores over them at every opportunity.
You think the book is affecting him? The way it bothered Evely?
Not in the same way. I don't think he's having dreams or anything. Sombren's always been passionate, but since Destron died, his rage has been growing, and the frustration and desperation makes that rage harder, sharper. And what he just did...
Have you talked to Sombren about any of this?
I've tried, but he wants to protect me. He doesn't want to burden me with the weight he's carrying. I think he needs to work this out for himself. I just hope he can do that soon, before he lets that rage and frustration destroy him.
Well, Sombren, you were standing right next to her while we were talking about all this, so hopefully you caught some of that.
I almost decided not to accompany Lyrinth, but now I'm glad she insisted. How else would I have gotten the opportunity to punish the Longhouse Emperors for what they did to us? Finding the last ambition? That's just a welcome surprise.
Why did you destroy the souls of the Emperors? We could have learned more from them.
I have no interest in more of their lies, and neither should you. I gave the Longhouse Emperors exactly what they wanted. My power. Besides, they'll reform in this place eventually. I just couldn't allow them to corrupt the last ambition.
What do you mean, corrupt her?
Those men were evil when they were alive. Do you think an existence of torture in the Deadlands would change that? The last ambition needs to learn from Kalia and me. I sense that same power inside her that courses through us. We belong together.
Emperor Morikar suggested that there was a way to defeat Mehrunes Dagon using the ambitions.
A fantasy. We can't hope to stand against the Prince of Destruction. Look, I've learned a lot since last we spoke. Too much to explain and too little that you would understand. It's time for the ambitions to take our destiny in our own hands.
That man, Sombrin, he seems familiar. But why did he destroy the Emperors? There is so much more I wanted to ask, especially of Morikar. I can't quite bring myself to call him father. But what Morikar said, is it true? Am I an ambition?
That seems to be the case. Maybe you should talk to Sombrin and Kalia about this.
Maybe. But familiar or not, they're still strangers. We came here for answers. And while I learned something, it feels like all I got was more questions.
Emperor Morikar said it was possible to use the ambitions to defeat Mehrunes Dagon.
Right. Morikar said the answers were waiting at the Isle of Joys. I have no idea where that might be. Look, your friend Everly wants to talk to you, and I need a moment to think this through. But don't worry, I'm with you to the end. I promise.
I am not all right with what just happened. Lyrinth and I managed to find Sombrin and Kalia. We convinced them to come with us. But I had no idea he was going to explode those poor ghosts. Did I hear correctly? The Anchorite is the last ambition?
That's what Emperor Morikar's spirit told us.
That's just... Did you have any idea? Well, I guess that makes it easy enough. Now we know where all the ambitions are. Did you learn anything else before Sombrin blasted them into non-existence?
Morikar said the Empress had a contingency plan. We can learn about it on the Isle of Joys.
Wait a moment, I know that name. Remember Lyrinth had me comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents? That name was listed as one of their hunting retreats. But I couldn't find any other information. Do you know where it is?
Morikar said it was a retreat located not too far away from the Brandfire Reformatory.
That's why the map didn't make sense. It wasn't a map of Tamriel. It's the Deadlands. All right, my friend. Let's go see what we can find at the Isle of Joys. Mehrunes Dagon could move against us at any moment.
I'm ready to go to the Isle of Joys.
You're one of us, Anchorite, an ambition. Do you know what that means?
I don't know a lot of things, it seems.
I can answer your questions. Come with us to a place meant only for ambitions. I'll show you.
No. We need to stay together.
I'm sorry, Lyrinth. I need to do this.
Damn it. That was a mistake that may cost us dearly.
Thanks for watching, folks. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking the like button right here on this video. And if you haven't subscribed already, you can click on the old subscribe button, and you can click on that bell that's next to it to check out your notification options for when new videos arrive. And if you'd also like to catch me live stream, go check me out on twitch.tv/GameolioDan. See you in the next video.